Mountain Grown. It's actually Peruvian Chanchamayo coffee, which means it probably is likely mountain grown. Drinking out of my magnificent Navajo made cup made by a guy named Mike, who was a Navajo Indian. And I've had this cup for so long I don't even remember when or where I got it, but it was a long time ago. I'm going to try to play a tune which I call Green Tea Soliloquy. Key of A. Here's a tune called Waldo, which comes from Lyman Enlow, great Kansas City fiddler. Comes from his LP, which I think he put out in the 1970s, perhaps. The album is called Fiddle Tunes I Recall. Waldo, key of A. All right. Blackjack Grove. Another piece in A. Comes from one of my fiddling heroes, Art Stamper. Blackjack Grove. Here's a tune called Cowboys Dream, which I think an ex-girlfriend of mine actually acquired this tune from, if I remember the story correctly, acquired this tune from Skip Gorman. Skip Gorman at that time was visiting St. Louis to give a concert or two, and passing through town, and so forth and so on. So Skip Gorman, formerly, back in the old days, formerly of the Deseret String Band out in Salt Lake City. But he has had quite a fine and interesting musical career, to put it mildly. He's also a fantastic fiddle player. Sings cowboy songs, plays guitar. An amazing fellow, actually. Cowboy's Dream, key of D. Cowboys Dream. I'm going to try a little tune called Boots in the Wash. It's one of my own original fiddle pieces. I was riding my bike up the wash, the Santa Cruz River Wash, several miles up, and stopped at this bench up there. And I looked down into the wash, which was a good 20 feet down an embankment. And there was a pair of really nice looking boots, lace-up boots, like hiking boots. The laces were tied together, and it just looks like somebody had just tossed them down into the wash. We hadn't had any rain, so I don't think they floated to where they were laying there in the dirt. Hard to say really how they got there, but they were really beautiful looking boots. But they were inaccessible, and I was not in a frame of mind to try to go after them. But I did write a tune about them, Boots in the Wash. Boots in the Wash. Here's a tune that I finally put a name to it. I'd been playing it for many years. It's an original fiddle tune. I was over in New Mexico last year, and was somewhere out in the desert north of Truth or Consequences. And I had stopped and was just had pulled the fiddle out of the trunk and was out in the middle of nowhere playing the fiddle. And a little ways down the road, I saw a gate that had a beautiful wrought iron arch going over the top of the entrance to the ranch. And it said Armendaris Ranch. Armendaris, of course, is a Hispanic proper name, a family name. So I just thought, well, that's as good a name as any for this tune. So I call this tune Armendaris. Armendaris. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these few tunes as much as I've enjoyed playing them for you. Have a great day, folks. Thank you very much for listening. Mark Renard signing off here. Peace.